Hey guys, and welcome to Armchair Conversations with Rob. I was talking to a friend of mine in a store I frequent, and we were talking about starting things and making adjustments. Now I want to talk a little bit about something that I realized as I was thinking about this process, in as much as setting goals. Do you know that we have all kinds of goals? I mean, we have financial goals and spiritual goals and physical goals and social goals and mental goals and yada yada yada. One of the things that I came to the conclusion about, though, that I thought was interesting was no matter what the goal is, there's always something behind it that I find interesting that I can't separate from anything with any sense of truth. Feelings. We have goals, and we think that the goals are just maybe out there arbitrarily or whatever. But the truth is, we have goals based on what we want to feel. And so, you know, why you do what you do boils down to how you want to feel because you did it. Um, like, for example, I like this idea of being able to get out here on multimedia and speak to people and talk to people and share ideas that matter with people who care. At the end of the day, that is because I want to feel good. I want to feel like I had a voice. I want to feel like I'm impacting the world in some way and helping other people to stir themselves that maybe otherwise wouldn't get stirred, or turning the lights on for somebody who's never been into self-development, is just getting started. And all those things at the bottom of their core are things I want to feel good about. Well, all of our goals are that way. You know, even our most mundane and trifling goals. I've told the story to people that I know. When I was a kid, I lifted weights because of a couple of reasons. Well, one of which, no small point, was as a kid, I used to be a very sensitive boy who wanted to have a girlfriend. And I came from a point in my life's history that we didn't always have a lot of the things that the people that we were around had. I had the wherewithal and the manners and intelligence level to be around children whose parents were much more successful in terms of finances and ability, opportunity perhaps, than my parent was. And I used to want to have a girlfriend at a very young age, and girls were kind of halfway interested in us. I'm in the 40 something range, so those of you 40 somethings out there, you remember what it was like. I mean, girls still had cooties back when you're like 10, 12. Um, and so I began to lift weights with the express purpose of getting revenge on girls who didn't like me because I didn't have a body. I was kind of a chubby kid at the time, and anybody that knows me, even though I have some muscle now, I'm still kind of a endomorphic type. Uh, but that was one of my motivations, and it was to get revenge. So that when I got all built and buff and everything, that girls would want to talk to me, and I would shun them because they shunned me at some point, which was childish. But hey, listen, guys, I was kind of 9, 10, 11, 12. Gotta forgive, okay? Get over it. So the point I was trying to make with that long ass story is the fact that we all have goals that are based on how we want to feel. Um, that same goal was helpful to me because I was in martial arts and I was a very skinny kid, and getting kicked and punched didn't feel very good when all you are is mostly skin and bones. So having a little meat on your bones is like padding, maybe a little armor if you learn to tense it correctly to help with that. And the goal was to get out of pain and into pleasure. Being powerful, being strong, those things came later. But the point I'm trying to make is we all have things that we want to do that are goals that have a basis in how we feel. You may want to have a successful business because it makes you feel important. You may want to have money because it makes you feel worthy. You may want to be cute because you want people to like you. We all have reasons for the goals that we have, and a lot of them are based on our feelings. We don't always want to admit that, but at the bottom of the day, those are the primal things, and so therefore they motivate us, and we manifest our desires to feel different feelings in all sorts of ways. So something I just want you to think about. And so in the case of things like business or finances or success, let's try to develop some more altruistic desired feelings. Like, for example, I want what I want in terms of being able to speak to people and enjoy and have a good life because I want to affect people positively. I want to see really good things happen to people. At the end of the day, I want to feel important and feel happy too, just like anybody else. But I want to feel good about the fact that I helped someone and I get to see the changes that happen in their lives. Um, you may want to own a business because it may give you the opportunity to affect social change. I mean, millionaires and billionaires get to make a lot of social decisions that those of us who make 20, 30, 40, $50,000 a year don't always get to make. And so that might be a desire of theirs. It definitely seems to be, otherwise they wouldn't be doing it. But my bottom line with this is examine the goals that you have and look at the back of it, the feelings that you want to feel, and consider asking yourself why you named this particular goal as your way of manifesting that. So I want you to dig and play with that and think about it. What are the feelings behind all the goals that you have? Whether they're negative goals, positive goals, good, bad, right, wrong, or indifferent. There's always a feeling back and behind it. That's something that you want to feel, experience, or become. So think about it. What are your goals? And what do you expect to feel when that goal is accomplished? Just ask yourself. Anyway, this one was off the cuff. Just happened to be thinking about that. Wanted to expound on the idea or at least put it out there so I can remember to touch on it again later at another time. Anyway, appreciate you guys. Send me some comments, send me some feedback, subscribe. And as I always say now, show one other person who would normally not look at this a video of mine just to get out there and get the conversation started because my desire is to instigate some psychological and philosophical and emotional changes in the world that I live in, even if it's just my immediate surroundings. So give me some feedback, subscribe, do something. And I will say thank you for sharing my armchair as I sneakily reach for the clicker.